Hey ladies, welcome to the Foundation channel. I am Tanya Cortez, and on this channel I talk about everything foundation and complexion for more mature skin. So listen ladies, we are going to be talking about the root of all evil for me, and I know some other women out there as well, especially if you have mature skin, and that is textured skin. You guys know I'm a texturologist, so that is something that I talk about all the time. So today's video is going to be about whether you should wear foundation or not if you have textured skin, and some of the foundations that I think look really, really good on all skin types when you have textured skin. So if you guys want to see this video, then you stay tuned. Roll the credits. So this video is kind of like a requested video, but not really. And I thought maybe it would be helpful for some other women dealing with a lot of texture on the skin. So she asked me, she's new to foundation and makeup. She's actually a mature woman. And believe it or not, a lot of women just start getting in to makeup like after 40. So it's a big thing for them, right? You feel like you kind of just need like a little bit of something, but you don't want to go for a whole full beat all the time or anything like that. You just kind of want an everyday look. And she was concerned because she has a lot of texture on her skin. She has larger pores, and of course she's mature, right? And so those are some of the same battles I battle with every single day, right? So now, should you wear foundation if you have textured skin? Take it from me, you know, I have a lot of texture on my skin, and I once was very self-conscious, especially around in these areas. I was really, really self-conscious about the texture in my skin. But you know what, at some point in your life, you know, and at this stage of my life, you just have to kind of work with what you have. You know, I think every woman is beautiful in their own right. And if you want to wear foundation and you've never worn foundation, all you need to know is what is going to be the best foundations and the best application for your texture. I will say this, a lot of super radiant foundations are not going to be the best for texture, especially if you have oily skin. If you have really, really oily skin and you use a really, really radiant foundation, I'm gonna give you guys an example. Okay, so I hate I hate to talk about my baby. You know, this is my baby, and I'm a stand for this brand. However, I don't feel like this foundation right here is Dior Forever Nude, Forever Natural Nude. This is a beautiful foundation. However, it just does not look good on my texture. And I keep it because I like to mix it. But it just really doesn't look nice on texture. It accents my texture so badly that it just doesn't look good. I tried to wear this several different ways, several different, with, you know, mattifying primers, with lots of powder, whatever I use this with, it accented my texture. Now, of course, you know, I got the moles that I'm fighting with too, but you know, this just doesn't look nice. So when you're looking for a foundation, if you've never worn foundation, you kind of just gotta know what it is that's gonna work for you. If you've never worn foundation, how you gonna know that, right? You ain't gonna know. So I'm going to show you guys some of my favorites that work for me. And I feel like I can speak to texture because I do have a lot. There are certain things also with primers and things like that that can help to accent your texture under foundation. Some mattifying primers don't work on texture. Like some of them really can make your texture look worse, you know, given the type of primer and foundation. If you want to know some of those primers that don't look as good with foundation, if you have texture, let me know, because I will be glad to show you, because I have had so many trials and errors with primers and foundation, and this texture of mine, I probably could speak volumes in regards to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you some that are affordable as well as higher end and luxury that I think that would look really nice on texture, and it fits any budget. That way you kind of know where to start, okay? Now these, like I said, are just in my collection. There are several more, but I find these to work best on me. And this first one is YSL New Bare Look Skin Tint. So that's this one. Now this is definitely if you're just starting out and you just want a little bit of coverage, although this, guys, does give more than a little bit of coverage. So I'm going to show you guys how sheer this is. This is how sheer it is. Now, I know that looks really, really dewy, really radiant, but this looks very, very good and natural on the skin. You can definitely set it if you want to, but I find it to look really, really nice set lightly. Okay, you guys know how I feel about powder. I feel like too much powder can age you, make your skin look dry, things like that. So you just want to be mindful when you're dealing with powder, especially if you're dealing with the matte powder versus a radiant powder. If you guys want me to do a video showing you the differences, definitely let me know below. Also, to stay in that skin tint with some coverage, is the Nars Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. Now this does look really, really smoothing on the skin, especially if you have, normally, guys, when you have texture skin, normally, not always, definitely not always, but a lot of people who have texture skin have more oily skin, maybe normal to oily, like combo, usually, especially if you have larger pores as well. But see how sheer this is as well. Very, very nice, very sheer. It's not going to give you, now you can build this up and get a nice amount of coverage, but it's definitely not going to give you a full coverage look. You know what, I'm gonna be honest, if you have hyperpigmentation, this does cover some hyperpigmentation, seriously, depending on how dark it is. But this is really, really pretty as well. Now we're gonna get into foundations, like true foundations. Some of these foundations are a light coverage that are buildable to a medium, or a medium to a full. Now, to me personally, I think all foundations can end up with a light coverage if you use a light hand. That's just how I feel. But, you know, these are some. The first one, and this is the Shiseido Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. This is a nice foundation for all skin types. And I know I'm probably gonna repeat that 100 times, but this definitely is. It looks pretty thick coming out the bottle, right? But let me just show you how it looks blended in. See how nice that looks blended in? So just imagine some texture under there. It's definitely not going to accent this, you know, the texture on your skin. Now, also, let me say this while I'm saying it, and I'm going to be perfectly honest, most foundations, after a long period of time, you will see your texture under your foundation. I mean, I'm just saying, it's inevitable. I don't feel like I will never put on a foundation that's going to give me 12 hours of textureless skin without touching up. But this is very, very nice. Look at that. And it will go over your texture and look really, really smooth. Now, I have raised moles, which can kind of be mistaken for texture. So, like, if you've been watching my channel, you guys know, you know, that I have an area on my forehead that's, I call it a texture patch. It's basically orange peel skin, right? And it's right here. And I have on one of these foundations that I think look great on it. I've had this foundation now on for about 4.5 hours, okay? Haven't touched it up or anything like that. I just got straight on camera. But this is definitely one of my favorite foundations as well. And it's not accenting any of my dry patch. Okay, this is one of my holy grails, and that's serious. And if you've ever been to my channel, you know what stand I'm for, and that is Dior. I think Dior products look great on texture, larger pores. I just do, you know, I really do. They're more along the luxury brand, a little pricey, but I think you really do get what you are paying for. So, this is the Dior Backstage foundation. This is definitely one of my holy grails. This is an everyday foundation for sure. Very thin, very light, will build up to a nice, natural full coverage. And see how nice, this just goes over your texture. doesn't sit on top. It kind of just absorbs into your skin. It just looks really, really, really pretty. It just does. And I wear the shade 4.5. Just looks really, really, really nice. I wear 5 in the summer, but the 4.5 in the winter, even summer, I can get away with it. But so that's one. The next one, if you want more of a light coverage, you just don't want to, you know, anything thicker, you don't have any hyperpigmentation, anything like that, you're going to go for something like a Pat McGrath. This is very light coverage. You can build it up to a little bit of a medium, but I still feel like this is on the lighter side. And I say that because I do have some hyperpigmentation that I like to cover. Also not going to accent any texture. I don't get a lot of long wear with this though. But I do think it is pretty. It doesn't work all the time for me. It really just depends. It doesn't work for me in the summertime. Let me say that. And my skin just absorbs it. I don't know. But it is, you know, it's okay. It's pretty. This is some people's favorite. But if you are just getting into foundation, I think this is a good idea. Now another one, and I'm sorry. I know, like I said, I'm a stan. This is the Dior Forever Matte. Now, if you want more of a matte finish, you know, a natural matte finish, not a drying looking matte finish, then you want to try a Dior. You can try this. Now, again, it's a little pricey, but with this, you don't need a whole lot either. And look how nice this is. Look at that. You see the matte? You can see how matte it is, right? You can see it, but how it looks still looks hydrating. Dior products have fragrance in it. So if you don't like fragrance, you're not gonna like these. They do have a lot of fragrance. It does go away as soon as you put it on, as soon as it dries, but it is gonna be about 20 minutes or so before you notice that fragrance kind of go away. The next one you guys hear me talk about all the time. This is affordable, and this is the Sephora Best Skin Ever. That is what I have on now. I think it looks amazing on texture. I think it looks amazing on dry skin as well. It just really smooths it out, and it really doesn't accent my texture at all. Like, I just love how smooth it makes the, you know, my skin look. But this is definitely something that you should try. If you don't want to break the bank and you're new to the foundation game, you don't want to spend a lot of money, this is the one you go to. The last one is the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation. I wear this an awful lot. This is pretty. Now, I know I've said this a million times, and I know I repeated myself a billion times, but guys, these are some of my absolute favorites that I will always go to. And look how nice this blends out. That blends out so nice and pretty. And look at that. It doesn't have like a super duper radiance. It just is really, really nice. I've worn this to go out at night, and it lasts to, you know, being dark outside and the bright lights and all that. It just looks really, really good. And look how it just blends in. But these guys are some of my favorite, you know, texture friendly foundations. They look great in the summertime. They look good in the wintertime. They're not going to make everything look bumpy and just ugh. So guys, if you want to try any of these, you know, the Sephora sale is coming up, and I do recommend you try them. I am going to do a Sephora recommendation video so that you guys can see exactly what complexion products I think are worth buying. So guys, that is the video. I hope you guys liked it. Tell me what you guys think about this selection. And if you have textured skin below, tell me which ones you think look really, really good on texture so that we can help this lady out. Because, you know, we help each other out in the comments. So thank you guys so much. And remember, it all starts with the base. You guys stay safe. Bye.